Hi guys, welcome back to my channel where I'll be doing another video in the K visa series. So today I'll be talking about the significant differences between the K1 and the K3 visa. So I've done a video on the K1 and K2 visa, so you can check out that video. I will link it in the description below. So let's get into it, right? So with the K1 visa or the fiance visa, the purpose of that is really for the foreign fiance to come to the US and marry to their US petitioner within the 90 days. And I say within, right? It cannot be after, it has to be within the 90 days upon arrival to the US, right? So conditions of this is both of you have to be legally free to marry. So you can't have no other situation outside of each other, right? You guys should be, if you have been married before, you should have been divorced. You have a divorce decree, a paperwork to prove that. You guys should be legally free to marry. Nothing should be in the way of that, right? Another thing is that the US petitioner must be a US citizen. They cannot be a green card holder. It's going to mess up the whole filing process, right? So either if they're naturalized or they're born and raised in the US, they have to be a US citizen in order for this process to be valid, right? They must have met the fiance, the foreign fiance in their country within the last 2 years. And that's with specific exceptions, like if there's war and turmoil in the foreign fiance's country, or there's religious reasons why they cannot meet before getting married. So after the marriage in the US, the foreign spouse would apply for an adjustment of status to get their green card. So relatively it's a little bit faster than the K3. It's taking like at least 7 to 8 months, or even shorter, because everybody's case is different. So it's relatively quicker than a lot of the visa types. The USCIS fee for the K1 visa applicants is normally $265, and I think it has changed since April 1st, if I should remember. So K3 is known as the marriage visa, right? So the purpose of this is for the foreign spouse of the US petitioner, for them to be, adjusted and enter the US to be with their US spouse. So the thing about this, it takes at least 10 to 13 months to process. So it takes a little bit longer than the K1 visa. So the conditions for this is that the foreign spouse must be legally married to that US citizen, right? That is how this is going to be established. The US citizen must have filed an immigrant petition, that is form I-130, and it should be pending for this to really be recognized, right? The foreign spouse must reside outside the US in order for this to happen. So you guys shouldn't have married in the US. This is not K1. So K3 is you and the US petitioner should have been married in your home country, right? That's how it will be recognized. Once in the US, the K3 visa holder will apply for adjustment of status to become a permanent resident, right? So they really don't have to go through a lot of rigmaroles like K1 visa, because once they get in, they can be legally able to work, to travel back and forth, a lot of things more established than K1, So the fee for the K3 visa applicant is $325 USD. They don't really need a lot of proof of relationship once they go to their visa interview. They actually just need to have a copy of the marriage certificate and also the original, of course. And that's it, really. So similarities between the K1 and K3 is that they're both non-immigrant visa categories. They help to bring your loved one to the US, and it allows the parents to do the adjustment of status. Another thing is that you can bring the children to the US. If you have children or, derivatives or all of that, you can bring them on the K2 and the K4 respectively, because K3 and K4 go together, K1 and K2 go together. To apply for the visa, the petitioner must file the form I-129F. So they both have to start with I-129F in order for this to go through, right? So K1, it really depends on you and your situation. Both of them are ideal for any ideal based on your situation. So K1 is great for couples who want to start their lives immediately in the US. So they don't really want to wait and all of that. They just want to get there and start, right? So it takes a shorter time, as I said earlier, to process. K3 now is great if you have less operating budgets. If you wish to get your permanent residence soon after arriving in the US, it's perfect for that, right? So another reason is if you wish to get married outside the US and you can't wait a while, to get adjusted in US and arrive to the US, K3 is perfect for that, right? So I must say that K3 is not really popular anymore. It's the CR1 visa. So I'll definitely do a video later on about the CR1 visa versus the K1 visa so that you guys can get more information. There's a difference in it in a sense, but I will definitely do a video for you to gain some more insight, right? So that is it for this video. In the next video, I will talk about the difference between K3 and K4 visa. So I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to my channel.